Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to break down this one incredible sentence that might just totally change how you look at your work, your life, and yeah, that never-ending to-do list. All right, here it is. This is the big idea we're exploring. Work is infinite. Knowing when to stop is a virtue, and know what to engage as work is also a virtue. It's pretty deep, right? It's a powerful take on the whole idea of effort, and we're going to unpack every single piece of it. And I mean, come on, who doesn't feel this? You check one thing off the list and somehow three more just pop up. You clear out an email and suddenly there are five more waiting for you. This quote gets right to the heart of that feeling, like you're on a treadmill that just will not stop. Okay, so let's dig into that first part, and it's maybe the most overwhelming part of this whole thing, the idea that work is infinite. This is the fundamental truth that your list is never, ever actually going to be done. And just getting your head around that is step one. I mean, just think about it for a sec. There's always going to be another book you could read, another skill you could pick up, a new project to start, or some way to improve your health or a relationship. So if you think of your work as just this finite checklist, you're always going to feel like you're falling behind. But the truth is, it's not a list at all. It's a huge, endless ocean of things you could do. And honestly, that's not a bad thing, as long as you know how to swim.
Right, so if you're staring out at this giant ocean of stuff to do, it can feel, well, pretty paralyzing. So how do you even begin to deal with it? And that's where our first big skill comes in, a critical virtue for survival, really, knowing when to stop.
Now, this isn't about just throwing in the towel or quitting. It's an active, conscious decision. It's having the skill to look at what you're doing and say, you know what? This is good. This is enough for today. It's about drawing a line in the sand, not because you're totally wiped out, but because you're the one in control. So why is this such a big deal? Well, for one, working endlessly without focus is a surefire recipe for burnout. Stopping actually lets your brain and your body recover. It carves out that super important space for your family, for your hobbies, for rest, for all the other stuff that makes life worth living. And here's the kicker. It forces you to figure out what done actually means before you even start. Okay, but stopping, that's only half the story, right? Because if you just stop doing one thing and then immediately, randomly jump onto something else, you're still just lost in that ocean, basically just treading water. This brings us to the second virtue, the proactive part, choosing what to work on in the first place. This is all about strategy. Out of the literal infinite number of things you could be doing, what should you be doing? This virtue is the art of looking at that vast ocean and deliberately picking out the things that actually matter, the things that line up with your goals and your purpose. It's about being the captain of your own ship, not just getting tossed around by the waves. So what we're looking at here are two totally different paths you can take. Over on the left, you've got that unvirtuous cycle. That's when you're just reacting to everything, always feeling busy, but not really getting anywhere productive. And we all know where that leads: burnout. But on the right, you have the virtuous practice. This is all about being proactive, choosing the right things to do. And the feeling shifts from busy to impactful. You get sustainable progress, not just exhaustion. All right, so we've got these two big ideas: choosing what to start and knowing when to stop. But why does this matter so much? Well, the final piece of that quote, it just ties everything together into this really beautiful philosophy for living. And here's the big mindset shift you have to make. We need to completely rethink what the word work even means, because it is way, way more than just your 9 to 5. I mean, think about it. The work we do in our lives, that's also the energy we pour into our relationships. It's the effort we put into learning something new, into our health, into any kind of creative project. All of these things demand our energy and our focus. They're all part of that infinite labor. And that right there, that is the heart of it all. The reason these virtues, choosing and stopping, matters so much is because work is basically just another word for life. And your life, it's not some project that you finish. It's a masterpiece that you are always constantly working on. It's never done. And you know what? That's an amazing thing. Okay, so that's the big idea, the philosophy. It sounds great, right? But how do we actually use it? How do we take this out of the clouds and put it into practice? Let's turn this into a simple framework you can actually use. So here it is, a kind of virtuous workflow you can follow. 5 steps. Number 1, Just acknowledge it. You can't do everything. Accept it. Step 2, choose. Be intentional about what you're going to work on. 3, define what done actually looks like for that specific thing. 4, once you hit that mark, you stop. And 5, this one is so important, you rest. You create that space on purpose before you jump back in and choose again. This is how you navigate that infinite ocean with purpose, and maybe even a little bit of peace. So that's what we leave you with today. Once you accept that your work, your life's work, is infinite, that you'll never do it all, a lot of the pressure just kind of melts away. And really, the only question that matters is this one. Looking at that endless ocean of possibilities, what is the one thing, in your job, in your life, anywhere, that is truly worth your energy right now?